My life is a mess. Feeling so much more confident.
Honestly, I feel like shit.
Finally feel like I'm building momentum. Let's go. So, it's a Saturday night. I just got back to my apartment here in Los Baños, and my life is a mess. So, we just got back from our Holy Week break and reading break, so you might know it as your spring break depending on where you are. And because of this, I'm feeling very unmotivated, very sluggish, and there's just so much friction to start. And the worst part is, I don't really have much of a choice. Mainly because if I don't get back to speed, then surely the backlogs are gonna start piling up. That means I'm gonna have to start cramming for exams, and everybody knows what cramming leads to: failing. So, for the next 7 days, I'm gonna be sharing with you guys some of the hacks that I do that help me build momentum and get my shit back together. So I'll see you guys at 5 a.m. Good morning, guys. It is 5:15 a.m. and honestly, the only thing I can think of right now is going back to that bed. But that's exactly why we're gonna go for a run. So I just got back to my apartment after doing a 2-kilometer run and finishing up a little bit of my morning routine. I'm honestly feeling pretty good right now. I mean, there are countless benefits to waking up early and starting your day with movement. First of all, it gets your blood circulating, which physically wakes you up. And another thing is you get this beautiful morning sun, which is really beneficial for obviously vitamin D metabolism. And another thing is the light hitting the back of your retinas is perfect for physiologically waking up and setting your circadian rhythm. I'm not gonna go too deep into that. Generally, feeling pretty good and feeling motivated once again. So, another thing that I like to do to help get my life back in order is to fix up myself. And that doesn't just mean mentally by going through a routine and exercising, but also physically. So, as you can see, my beard is getting way too long, and I could definitely use a haircut as well. I hate it when like the sides are poofing up and it kind of makes my face look like a pizza. So, let's fix that. Alright, not bad if I do say so myself. I don't know if it's a placebo effect or what, but every time I get a haircut and shave, I just feel like my life is in order and feeling so much more confident about myself. And if you're a guy, make sure to check that out. But for the girls, you can always try, putting on some makeup, doing some skincare, just anything to make you feel that much better about yourself. Also, if you notice, there's this whole new enclosure setup going on for Hobie and Gamora, and that video is coming out real soon, so make sure to hit that like and subscribe and that notification bell so that you're alerted once that video is out. Now, the next thing I like to do is to clean my mind. I feel like one of the reasons why we are always overwhelmed and stressed is because of the uncertainty that comes with all the backlogs and things to do. So what I like to do is to hop onto my handy little Todoist app, my productivity app of choice, and just kind of break down everything that's required of me for the next 2 weeks. Because by breaking down everything that I need to do into small actionable steps, I now have a roadmap to bring me closer to to-do list 0. Now, I have an entire productivity system dedicated to keep me on track with my academics, with my personal tasks, and even running this channel. So if you guys want to know what I do to stay on track, make sure to comment down below so I know to make a video for you guys. So now that I know exactly what needs to be done, it's time to get back to work. So clearly, guys, things did not go as planned. After my second Pomodoro session, I started getting really sleepy, and decided, hey, that bed is like right there. Can't be so bad to lie down for a bit. And like 3 hours later, here I am. I really feel like I wasted majority of the day, but at the same time, I'm gonna try to not beat myself up for it, because it's really one of the challenges that come with building a new routine and getting back up to speed. Just gotta keep going and powering through. But maybe in like 5 minutes after I've officially woken up. So I just finished my last study session for the day. Sorry if I'm not wearing a shirt. It's so freaking hot in the Philippines right now. Yeah, I read through all of my handouts and PowerPoints for this physiology exam. I'm not gonna go too hard today because it's always important not to burn yourself out on day one, and especially since tomorrow is probably gonna be the hardest one of them all. So I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Good morning, guys. It is 5:30 a.m. and honestly, there is nothing else I'd much rather be doing than sleeping in my bed. My body is in so much pain. I haven't gone for a run prior to yesterday in like 3 months. Honestly, I feel like shit. Not gonna sugarcoat it any other way, but I'm here. I showed up, and that's what matters. You want to know the craziest thing about waking up early and going for a run? It's the fact that 9 times out of 10, when you do wake up early, there's nothing else in the world that you'd rather do than stay in bed and not go for a run. But once you do get your butt off that cozy little bed and get out to see this beautiful morning sun, 12 times out of 10, there's nothing else you'd rather be doing than going for this exact same run. Alright, so I just got back to the apartment. Had a pretty long day in school today. Started off with our physiology lecture. Started the coverage for the following exam. So honestly, wasn't really listening that much. But yeah, after that, had to go straight to Tabon, which is the veterinary teaching hospital here in UP Los Baños, for our surgery laboratory class. We learned the different types of bandaging and coaptation, which is just a fancy word for immobilizing certain joints. Pretty interesting stuff. And right after that, went straight to my virology lecture. Not allowed to video, so can't really show you guys some B-roll. But yeah, pretty productive morning. Now I'm going to make some coffee because I need to start encoding my Anki cards for next week's physiology exam. Let's go. It was definitely more of a struggle working today because the fatigue started kicking in, but I powered through, and at the end of it all, I was just happy that I pushed through the day. The next morning, I actually started feeling pretty good. I went for my run and was not as tired as the previous day, and I was ready to take on my classes for the day. So, I just finished my classes for today. I started the day with my surgery lecture, where we talked about the different methods of... Oh! He almost fell. Why don't you say hi? I think he wants to say hi. I got him out because he was kind of scratching. Look at that pretty little face. Anyway, so we started off with our surgery lecture where we talked about the different methods of physical restraint. Some things to consider when you're restraining an animal, such as the environment, equipment you might need. But yeah, it was a really insightful lecture. And then after that, we had our Med 1 class, which is the Clinical Medicine 1. This was a little bit of a different type of lecture because we actually had an alumnus come in to speak today. It was really, really insightful because he talked about laser therapy. Back when I was interning in U Alabang Vet for one summer, I was actually lucky enough to use one of this laser therapy equipment, but I had no idea how it actually worked and what physiological mechanisms were happening. It's amazing the potential that this has. The rest of the afternoon, I'm gonna dedicate some study sessions for my physiology exam next Monday because I only have 5 days left. So you know, I gotta start grinding. Alright, so I just finished a deep work session studying for my physiology exam. So by deep work, I mean an hour and 30 minutes because that's pretty much the optimal time it takes to get into a state of flow. And to help me with that, I use this really cool app called Forest. Essentially, it's like a Pomodoro timer. And it's really cool because it just helps you stay focused. And at the same time, it kind of gamifies it because you can even build your own forest. See how many trees I've built? Lots and lots of trees. My primary way of studying is by doing Anki cards, so using active recall and spaced repetition. I can make an entire video about it for you guys if you guys want to learn more about how I personally use Anki, mainly because whenever I look online on YouTube, I always see Anki for med students, but less so for vet students. So comment down below if you want me to make a video specifically on Anki. Now I'm going to work on the Pet Expo video. So this was the Philippine Pet Expo that happened last February. If you're watching this now, then perhaps that video should be out. I mean, hopefully, future Roque, get your shit together. But yeah, gonna work on that video for you guys. Alright, I was able to squeeze in some time to edit this new video, which you can find right here. And while you're at it, hit that like and subscribe, guys. I'm literally sacrificing my grades for y'all. And now I'm just about to pack up some stuff and have some dinner with the Conyo gang. Conyos of UPLB, Mig, Danny, and Nikki, who you might have met in my Bukidnon vlog. You can check that out here too. I know puro plugs, but support me, guys, please.
I went to buy some roasted chicken for the gang, and we all enjoyed our meal together with Nala, the resident heartthrob and certified cutie of LB, before finally calling it a night. The next morning, I went through my morning run and I was feeling better than ever. I finally started to feel like I was building momentum and my energy levels and focus was peaking.
So, I just got back from my classes today and I'm here chilling with Gamora. Say hi, Gamora. She is my 1-year-old ball python, and I think this might actually be her debut in the Roque's Modern Life channel. But yeah, I just came back from my virology lab where we did some serum testing for antibodies and antigen. So pretty basic stuff, but today I'm generally feeling pretty good. So now I'm gonna go make myself some dinner, and then I'm actually gonna play basketball with the boys of VetMed because we do have a sports fest or Palarong UPLB. So really excited about that.
But the reality is, things don't always go according to plan.
Alright, good morning guys. As it is clear, I did not wake up to go for my morning run. Last night I played basketball with some of the boys from CVM, and because of that, on top of the fact that I went up for a morning run, I was absolutely exhausted. But yeah, totally woke up late, ruined my momentum. Right now it's a bit too hot to go out and run, so what I'm gonna do is just start the day with movement still by doing some stretches and just try to continue the routine. The tough part about trying to build a routine is the fact that your routine will not always be dependent on you, so not everything will be under your control. What's important is that you try to stay flexible and you try to do the bare minimum to just keep the momentum going.
The rest of the day was spent catching up on my to-do list, reading modules, doing Anki cards, and making sure that I got enough rest to come back stronger tomorrow.
Ugh. So it's like 10:30 at the time that I'm recording this, and I'm absolutely exhausted, and I ended up ending a lot later than I would have wanted. Oftentimes we have this misconceived notion that just because we plan out everything that we need to do for the day that we're gonna be able to execute, but that's just not always true. Just because you have a new routine, it does not mean that you'll be able to 180 your life in just a couple of days. And what matters is that you just show up. It can be so easy to just take the day as an L. So even though I was not able to do everything that I needed to do today, I'm just glad that I showed up, and I'm glad to be back in bed. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.
The next morning, I made sure to start my day right. The worst thing you can do to the momentum you've built is missing it twice. So even though I didn't have class for that day, I made sure to get myself back on track.
Alright, so I just finished up doing my morning routine, but today is gonna be a little different. So I got all of my bags packed, I got Hobie ready, and it's time to head back to Manila. You ready to go, Hobes? Hello. So we just had lunch in the clubhouse and we are here now in the cabin. It's a pretty cute, small little place. They have some nice decor, some kind of questionable decor, like it's like a random spy movie poster here, but for the most part, it's pretty aesthetic naman. The area though is really beautiful. They have like a nice lawn. They have two pools where you can choose from. One right outside our cabin and another one by the resto bar.
Which is the clubhouse.
Yeah, the clubhouse. They even have other activities like kayaking, fishing, archery.
I want to do activities, but I can't. It's too hot.
Honestly, right now, it's just too freaking hot to go do any activities. So, gonna use this heat as an excuse to stay indoors, but probably gonna get some studying in real quick while we wait for the sun to get a little bit less intense.
I reviewed for another 30 minutes or so before heading outside to enjoy the facilities. While I definitely could have done some more, it's also important to find a balance to these things, to go out and enjoy life, because what's the point of fixing your life if you don't actually get to enjoy it? So we went for a swim, enjoyed delicious cocktails by the sunset, and relaxed to end my day number 6.
Good morning, guys. Today is day 7. It is currently 6 a.m. I just started my day by doing a couple of rounds around the compound here in Cabin Resorts, and it's easily become the day that I'm most proud of this week. Not only because I woke up early while I'm on vacation, while I'm out of town, but because today is actually my birthday. So I just turned 27, fucking getting old, but the reason why I'm so proud of today and this whole week in general is because I actively worked on myself leading up to the special day. And call me dramatic, but there's something special about doing something for yourself every day and getting some small wins in. And with it ending on my birthday, it kind of just feels like I'm reborn again, like I reinvented myself. No, it certainly was not perfect. A couple of days ago I did not wake up, but I think that's kind of the meaning of life, really. Your life is never gonna be perfect, your job's never gonna be perfect, and you're never gonna have a perfect routine, but that's okay. As long as you stay flexible and get that small win each day, then I feel like that's all that really matters. It doesn't have to be your birthday. You don't have to get up every day at 5 a.m. and go for a run like I did. Just find some things to ground yourself upon. Do them every single day, whether they be the very best version or the bare minimum version. You just gotta do it. So again, if you like this type of content and found it helpful for you guys, I would really appreciate that like and subscribe. Sige na nga, birthday ko. 1 like and subscribe lang, and that would mean the whole world to me. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next one. Deuces.